Hey, good morning, everybody. Hope all is well. I know I haven't done a video probably in about 2 weeks. My apology on that. I don't know what it is, but I have just been extremely unmotivated. A lot of mornings I'm waking up and I just don't want to go in. I don't want to show up, so to speak. I know it's not healthy for me to do that. And I think that if I start doing it, then it might create a habit, okay? And motivation will come and go, but discipline is what keeps it all going. And so, I got that truck, the new F-250, and it's a funny thing because it's almost like, and I didn't end up, taking any money out of my pocket to do that. It's more in the sense that motivation comes from a point of deprivation, in the sense that when we're lacking or when I am lacking, then I become much more motivated to make something happen. And it's extremely difficult for me at times because I've reached a plateau, so to speak, where things are good. The bills are being paid, needs and wants are being met. And, just to, for lack of better words, keep on going is, it's difficult, that's all there is to it. And I bought the house. I think I did a couple videos back on it, the $14,000 house. The rewire's been done on it. The sheetrock's in place. So now we just need to go and mud it and tape it and get it painted and everything like that. Put a couple window units in there and get the permit closed out on the rewire. And then I'll actually rent it. And one of the things that I was looking at with that property after the sheetrock had been hung, as I went in there and I looked around and I'm like, if we tape it, mud it, and put the window units in it, and paint, dress it up some, and we got to do some work on the floors. That right there will be, $1,000 a month property, easy. And so I'm sitting there looking at it, and if we went in there and did the Mac Daddy, which usually I do, and that's redoing everything and a lot of times taking it down to the studs and going back new with everything, that property would bring probably $1,200, maybe $1,250 at the very most, but of course it's going to cost another $30,000 to make that happen. Just the central heat and air being put in would be 10 grand. And so when I start looking at it and I run the numbers, it's real hard to justify putting all that additional money into it without with a very diminishing rate of return on that investment. And so, I learned a lesson, 2 years ago. A gal that works for me, Carla, she actually brought it to fruition. I bought a 5-plex, and there was one of the units, and it was in bad shape, still is. And, I was basically going to leave it empty until we got around to going in there and making it real nice. And she told me, she said, look, these people want to rent it, and just because you will doesn't mean that somebody else won't. And I was like, well, that's true. And so we've been renting it, and they've been paying $675, and it's about to go to, this coming month it'll be $750. And so if I had not done that and followed her lead on that, we've, right off the top of my head, collected about $13,000 in rent on that one unit. And so I say all of this to really bring to light that if you keep your numbers in the forefront of your mind, in the sense that, at the end of the day, how we do this thing, really the only way to keep score is there in your checkbook, you got a line, and underneath that line, there's a number. And you got to make sure that that number grows, and you try to slow that number down with money as much as possible, expenses. And the thing about it is that, like most of my properties, I redo and or I have redone them in the past and made them really, really nice. And it gives you a sense of pride. It gives you emotional fulfillment. So, I would have lost out on a lot of money, and about $13,000 if I had not taken her lead and gone ahead and rented that to those people. And so it worked out. And I'm just sitting there looking at how I'm running my business and my expenses, so to speak, in the sense that, I bought a house beginning of January, and Carla was like, we can have this thing rented in less than 2 weeks. We put paint on it, clean it up, it'll be good to go, And I really wanted to redo a lot of stuff on that place, and she was like, we don't need to. What we need to do is get it rented as quick as possible. And she's right, because it truly is all about the cash flow. So that's what I've been up to. And, I don't know if it's that I go through depression or if it's, I don't know. I wish I could tell you, but I just don't know. Like I'm coming out of it, so to speak. And, and it truly is, I got a choice of whether I work every day. And I think I forget that, and that, I look at it, oh man, I got to show up. And really I don't. So, this coming Sunday, I fly out, I go to Maine. I'll be there for 5 days. Looking forward to eating some lobster, and a lobster roll. This is on my bucket list, and I want to go see a lighthouse. And then I'm going to go to North Carolina and spend some time with my mom, and my sister and my nephew will be there. So I got some vacation coming up, and I am very much looking forward. Hope your day is productive, profitable, and shout out to Kevin. He sent me an email with his number, and we talked. The guy's done real well. He is going to be retiring soon. He's got a nice nest egg. I think it's around 2.3, about 2.7, somewhere in there. And he's got it working in the stock market for him and everything like that. Interesting business. He's in the death business. He works with funeral homes as far as burial plots, services, cremation, things of that nature. And that is definitely a recession-proof business, because people are always going to be dying, And it was wild, because we were sitting there, and, when he told me how much he had working for him and everything, I thought that was awesome and everything. And when we really started diving into it, it is, that much money working for you in the market, is about 40,000-ish per year with dividends and everything. Well, that ain't a whole lot of money when you're retired. And, if you have all your bills paid and, no mortgages, car payments or anything like that, it's not that bad. But it is easy to blow through 40 grand. Especially that once you get it, and then you have to pay taxes out of that on capital gains because of them being dividends and everything like that. So, my hat's off to him for doing such a good job as far as taking control of his financial destiny. And then the second thing is looking at it and asking, this is where I want to be at. This is where I want to end up at. Now, what is it to do? So, and again, if you would like 15 minutes of my time, do me a favor. It's free. Just send me a email. It's in the description with your phone number, and I will give you a call. Have yourself a wonderful day.